Did you know that 20% of new businesses fail within their first 2 years? 45% during the first 5 years? But what separates the survivors from the casualties? More importantly, what distinguishes a savvy businessman from a visionary entrepreneur? Stick around because in the next 10 minutes, we're diving deep into this crucial distinction. We're tackling a topic that's caused more confusion than a cat in a room full of laser pointers. Businessman versus entrepreneur. Same thing, right? Wrong. These terms might seem interchangeable, but trust me, the differences are game-changing. So let's unpack this. Today I'll take you to what is the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur? If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our video updates. Plus, it helps to spread the Thrive Wise love to help more people thrive wisely. Now, let's begin. Picture this. You're at a networking event and someone asks, "So, are you a businessman or an entrepreneur?" You freeze. Aren't they the same thing? This confusion isn't just about semantics. It's a fundamental misunderstanding that could be holding you back from reaching your full potential in the business world. The problem stems from our society's tendency to lump all business-oriented individuals into one category. We see someone in a suit making deals and we automatically label them as a businessman or entrepreneur without considering the nuances of their approach, mindset, and goals. This oversimplification can lead to misaligned expectations, both for individuals starting their business journey and for those interacting with them. It can result in choosing the wrong mentors, setting inappropriate goals, or even pursuing a path that doesn't align with one's true ambitions and strengths. Understanding this distinction between a businessman and an entrepreneur is crucial. It helps you identify your natural inclinations and strengths. It allows you to set more appropriate goals and expectations, and you'll be able to choose the right role models and mentors. And most importantly, you can develop the skills most relevant to your chosen path. So buckle up because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the business jungle, where we'll spot the elusive businessman and the rare entrepreneur in their natural habitats. Let's start with our first specimen, the businessman. Picture a businessman as the responsible older sibling of the business world. You know, the one who always has their homework done on time and never forgets to floss. Businessmen are the steady hands of the wheel of commerce, keeping things running smoothly. So, what makes a businessman tick? Well, for starters, they approach risk like a cat approaches water. Cautiously, if at all. They're not afraid of it, but they'd rather not get their paws wet if they can help it. They calculate, they plan, they wear a life jacket even if it's in a kiddie pool. If the business world were a dance floor, businessmen would be doing the cha-cha. It's structured, predictable, and you always know where your feet are supposed to go next. They're not here for wild improvisations, they're here for perfect routine. Now let's talk about the relationship with money. Businessmen have a love affair with the bottom line that would make Romeo and Juliet look like casual acquaintances. They're all about maximizing profits and minimizing costs. If money were oxygen, these folks would be deep-sea divers. And when it comes to business models, remember how your grandpa insists that his way of making pancakes is the only right way? Well, that's a businessman with their approach. They stick to tried and true methods because why fix something that isn't broken? Here's another example. Think of a franchise owner like someone who runs a McDonald's. They're following a proven business model, managing risks, and focusing on consistent profits. They're not reinventing the burger. They're perfecting the art of selling it. Now, let's swing our binoculars over to spot our next subject, the entrepreneur. If businessmen were the responsible older siblings, entrepreneurs are the wild younger siblings who decided to build a rocket in the backyard because why not? They're the dreamers, the disruptors, the ones who look at the status quo and say, "Hold my innovative drink while I shake things up." So, what sets entrepreneurs apart? Well, for starters, they don't just dip their toes in the risk pool. They do a cannonball off the high dive. They see risk as their dance partner in the tango of innovation. Fun fact, did you know that Elon Musk invested his last $35 million into Tesla and SpaceX when both were in the brink of failure? Talk about a high-stakes game of double or nothing. When it comes to vision, if businessmen are chess players carefully moving pieces one square at a time, entrepreneurs are playing 4D chess while blindfolded and juggling flaming torches. They see possibilities where others see dead ends. They're the ones who looked at a simple jump button in video games and thought, what if we made a whole game out of this? And boom, Flappy Bird was born, earning its creator $50,000 a day at its peak. Entrepreneurs are to innovation what bees are to flowers. They just can't get enough of it. They're constantly buzzing around, cross-pollinating ideas, and creating new concepts. They're the reason why you can now order a pizza by tweeting a pizza emoji. Yes, that's a real thing, all thanks to Domino's entrepreneurial spirit. And let's talk about adaptability. An entrepreneur's business plan is like water. It takes the shape of whatever container you put it in. Market conditions change? No problem. They'll pivot faster than a cat chasing a laser pointer. Did you know that YouTube started as a video dating site called TuneIn Hookup? Talk about a pivot for the ages. Here's a real-world example to get you into it. Let's take a look at Brian Chesky, co-founder of Airbnb. Here's a guy who, along with his roommate, decided to rent out their air mattresses in their apartment to make rent. They turned that wild idea into a company valued at over $100 billion. Now that's what I call upgrading from air mattresses. But here's where it gets really interesting. While businessmen and entrepreneurs have distinct characteristics, they're not mutually exclusive. Think of it as a spectrum, with pure businessmen on one end and pure entrepreneurs on the other. Most successful people in the business world fall somewhere in between, embodying a mix of both traits. It's like a business smoothie. You might have more businessman berries or more entrepreneur extract, but the best smoothies often have a bit of both. Take Jeff Bezos for example. He started Amazon as a pure entrepreneurial venture, disrupting the entire retail industry. But as Amazon grew, Bezos had to embrace more businessman-like traits to manage the behemoth he created. The key is understanding where you naturally fall on this spectrum and leveraging those strengths. Are you more comfortable optimizing existing systems like a businessman? Or do you get an adrenaline rush from creating something entirely new like an entrepreneur? Remember, there's no better side to be on. The business world needs both stability seekers and risk takers, both optimizers and innovators. It's all about finding your sweet spot and owning it. So whether you're a by-the-book businessman or a roll-the-dice entrepreneur, embrace your style. Just remember, in the grand casino of business, it's not just about the hand you're dealt with, but how you play it. But if you're still a bit confused, just think about it this way. While all entrepreneurs are businessmen, not all businessmen are entrepreneurs. Like how all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Entrepreneurs are like the spicy jalapeno poppers of the business world. They're businessmen with an extra kick. So, what makes entrepreneurs special? They're the folks who look at the problem and don't just say someone should fix that. They say, I'm gonna fix that and maybe create a whole new industry while I'm at it. They're the ones who saw horse-drawn carriages and thought, you know what, let's stick an engine in there. Entrepreneurs are the business world's equivalent of mad scientists. They take risks that make regular businessmen break out in a cold sweat. They innovate in ways that make people go, that's crazy, but it might just work. And when it does work, they disrupt entire industries faster than you can say blockchain. So to wrap it all up, businessmen are the steady captains steering the ship, while entrepreneurs are the explorers charting new territories. Both are crucial in the business ecosystem. Understanding where you fit can help you leverage your strengths and navigate your career path more effectively. Also, if you had to start a business tomorrow, Would you choose a tried and true franchise model? Or would you risk it all on a completely new idea? Share your choice and why in the comments below. And well, that's basically what is the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video. And hey, it seems that YouTube thinks that the next video can completely transform your financial situation. Watch it to find out whether they're correct. And please don't forget to click the subscribe button to see more videos on how to thrive wisely. Till next time.